Oh, I'm ready this time.
Okay.
Oh, I love it when we do this.
I know. It's one of
I'm
my
so
favorite
curious
things.
about your stories.
I don't even know which one I'm going to say because, again, I keep a list because they haunt my soul.
Well, mine randomly come back to me, and I'm really happy that I have two. There's a whole lot more in my life, but now that I am prepared, or I have them like in mind, I'm excited to tell you.
Nice.
They're bad. Hey, welcome to the Geriatric Millennials. This is Jayme.
And this is Beth.
And we are two youngish, oldish, or oldish, youngish ladies. And we have lived long enough to have many things that we cringe about. Looking back.
I honestly thought as I got older, at some point I'm not going to be thinking about this stuff. Things are not going to pop up that are from like eons ago that made me cringe when I was 12. And I'm like, nope, full effect. It's like, I out of nowhere, I'll just be living my life as a 40-plus-year-old woman. And then all of a sudden it's like a 2x4 hits me in the head. I'm like, remember that time that was so overwhelmingly cringy that you never wanted to think about it again? Let me pop it right in. Right into your brain with all the sensories. Like, remember that smell? Remember that, how it felt? There you go. Yeah, it's rough.
So for me, it's just more recent. It's just more like in my day-to-day life. And then I go, wow, that should never have happened. And yet it did. And now it will haunt me forever. And here we are putting it on the interwebs.
Yeah.
For the world, for all the listeners and forevermore who, I don't know.
Yeah. I like getting them out. It's just such a weird, I don't understand how the human brain works. And why is it that I can remember my best friend's phone number from, 1996, but if I'm at the grocery store, I can't remember what's in my refrigerator. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
totally.
I don't understand. Anyway.
Long-term, short-term memory things.
I don't know. Maybe because I had less to remember back then. I don't know.
I like to think that. So I like to think, because I have a friend who has been my friend for over 30 years, and she has a really good memory. She's also lived in the same place for the majority of her life. And I think that's why. That's why. That's why. Because I've moved so many times that my life has changed so drastically that I feel like I have to focus on a whole new set of things. And I don't know. I guess that's just my excuse that I don't dwell on the past, and I don't. So therefore I don't remember it.
I mean, that's beautiful. Like,
I don't know if that's true. I've been taking fish oil though. I've taken your advice. Don't think it's made a difference, but I don't know how to measure
there's
that.
Been a few times you've called me out recently. Like, you already said that.
Okay, maybe it's working.
So I'm like, okay, Jayme.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so do you want me to go first?
I would love to hear a cringe story from you.
Okay. Oh, okay. I thought of this and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cringeworthy. Okay, so let me set the scene. It's wintertime, and this event is coming up for my husband's work, and it's a work party, but he works at a hospital, and so it's like a hospital wide for staff. So it's a big event. It's at what's that?
A convention center?
Yes,
something like that.
Yes, this is I don't know how many years ago. It was like 2018. I don't know.
Whole other lifetime.
I don't want to do math. And so so that's what's happening. It's coming up, and I am trying to decide what I'm going to wear. And okay, so that's the scenario. And then the other part of this story is that I have a group of friends in a WhatsApp group that we are in contact with, that I am with each other. So I'm in contact. We are in, I cannot talk. We're in contact with each other through this WhatsApp group on a regular basis. So kind of daily. So we're pretty up to date on each other's lives, and we frequently ask each other advice about all kinds of things, random things, and like, oh, do you like this pair of shoes? Or, here's my breakfast or whatever. I mean, those are random examples that I don't know that either of us have or any of us have. So there's 5 of us in this group text, and frequently we give each other opinions or fashion advice. Like if we're like, oh, should I buy this? Or which one should I wear? Okay. So I've set the scene. Yes. So I have a WhatsApp group, and then I have this event coming up. So I am trying to decide what I'm going to wear to this event. So I think I had like 3 different options that I was considering. So I try them on and I take a picture. And so I have a picture and they're all like dresses, right? Yeah. And I'm in the mirror and I'm taking a picture of me wearing these dresses. Okay. Then I go ahead and I, click on all of these pictures and I send them to my group of my friends and say like, which one should I wear to the party?
Yeah. What group were you in, Jayme?
How do you know? How do you know?
What group was it?
So it's bad. So then, after these pictures have been sent, I realized I did not send them to the group that I thought I was sending them to. I, in fact, have sent them to my friend's husband.
Stop. Ma'am.
Oh my gosh.
A single solitary person, like not a group chat with.
Male friend.
Okay.
Also my friend.
Yeah.
But I mean.
Not that kind of friend.
Ever send him a picture of me and be like, which dress should I wear? Like, what?
Oh, yeah. That could come across so differently.
Oh, my word. I was like mortified.
Wait, and I don't use WhatsApp. Can you retract?
So I think I did because when I remembered this story, I went back to that conversation and the pictures are all gone. I think I deleted them immediately or as soon as I could. And I was like, I'm so sorry. That was not meant for you. And I don't remember how it happened. Clearly I'd had a recent conversation with him on WhatsApp. He was providing childcare for one of the groups that I was doing, and which is, so I'm saying that because it's not like I'm in WhatsApp chats with all these husbands of my friends, right?
Yeah.
And he's also a friend too. But anyway, and it had been recent. And so but most of the time I'm in WhatsApp with this one group. And so I just didn't look, I guess. Obviously I didn't look. And I just thought I was in that group chat and just sent it. Like, but when I tell you that I felt really terrible and just like, I was embarrassed and I was mortified and I was scared and I was like I hoped he believed me that I would did not it just there was like so many things that were
trying to seduce someone by dress choices.
Yeah, like I don't know. It was not something that I was comfortable with at all.
Yeah,
and I just felt like such an idiot. And so I had kind of forgot about it until just recently when I remembered, and I totally cringed, like inwardly and outwardly. Like, what? How did that even happen?
Yeah.
It was not good. I mean, it's not what I meant to do at all.
But it's memorable.
It is. It's memorable. In fact, I should remind him about that and ask him.
Do you remember that time?
I know.
You never told me what you thought about the dresses. Hopefully he didn't see the pictures. But.
Oh no, he saw them.
Okay.
I'm sure. Yeah, he had seen them because I think he responded and was like,
"Is this for me?
This is for And I was like, "Oh my gosh, oops, totally not for you." So that happened in my life.
Okay. Well, speaking of not creepy. Sorry,
thanks.
No,
I'm such a creep.
You're not. But speaking of like just awkward moments with opposite sex, so I was at the movies, really recently. This was pre-pandemic. I was kind of hanging out with a guy, kind of not. I don't even know. It was early stages, and like we went to a movie together, which was fine. And it was a Star Wars movie, which is fine. Like I can hold my own in Star Wars culture, just not great. So we had like gone to dinner and then we go to this movie and I had washed my hands in the bathroom. And anybody that knows me knows I'm a chapstick and a lotion girl. Like I'm always going to be hydrated when it comes to my lips and my hands.
Okay.
And maybe you didn't know about this about me. Like it's a compulsion. Like,
no, I don't think I did.
I cannot stand. Well, we've talked about lotion.
We've talked about water and you don't like it. Oh. So saying you're hydrated.
Topically, yes, I'm hydrated. Yeah, but like we've talked about this too, how you will get out of the shower and not lotion up.
No.
Like to me, the second I stand out, when I tell you the second I get out of the shower, I immediately, the first thing is like towel off enough to get lotion on. And lotion is like instantly on. Like if I have to delay by like a minute, I can already feel all of the moisture just leaving my skin and it just feels tight and gross.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know why.
Okay.
That's a little dramatic, but it's how I live my life.
Yeah. Okay.
So so we go and I wash my hands and, we sit down and I'm trying to like slyly get lotion out to not look like a creepo because I had washed my hands and then went immediately. It was a whole thing. Anyway.
So you left the bathroom immediately without putting lotion on?
Yes.
You sit down in the theater?
Yes.
Lotionless.
And so I was like, oh, my hands, I feel it coming.
They started to feel
dry.
Dry and gross.
But it's already like kind of started the movie a little bit where they're doing like the lights have gone down and I think previews were starting. And so I'm reaching into my purse to try and like covertly get the lotion out. Okay. Typically I don't use scented lotion. Somebody gave me some Bath and Body Works, something vanilla, whatever. So I was like, oh, okay. So I have the tube. I'm opening it. I'm dispersing lotion onto my hand.
Yeah.
Without really feeling or looking at it.
Oh.
And I go to like wipe and it is enough lotion to do my upper arms, my lower arms, my hands, my neck, maybe my back.
Your legs. Your entire body. You have way too much lotion.
And this is like kind of wintertime. So I'm not wearing something short sleeve that I can
and you probably didn't have a napkin or something.
Nothing. And so I'm starting to wipe it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have so much. I cannot be at the movie theater with all this lotion. What if he decides this is the minute he's going to make the move to like grab the hand or something,
your hand
and it's just lotion.
Slimy.
So I'm like trying to rub it in and it is not going. And so
you're rubbing your hands.
I'm just rubbing them and I'm like, oh my gosh, it is
throughout the whole movie.
It's like, it's not going anywhere. And the other thing is like, it had a really strong vanilla smell. And I don't like scents because a lot of times they'll give me a headache or I just don't like them. And so I try to like covertly rub my hands on the back of my jeans
yeah,
to just like, I got to get some of this lotion off. This is my option. And I have this thing, you know how like when little kids, they don't have object permanence and it's like the kids that when they play hide and go seek, they close their eyes and they think they're hidden.
Yeah.
Or they hide behind a curtain, but their feet are exposed. That was me a little bit as a child. Like if I don't see it, I don't believe it kind of thing.
Okay.
So in my world, I'm like, okay, this is happening. Okay, I'm just by myself and I start wiping it and it's like he looks over and I'm like stroking the backs of my legs with lotion, but I'm wearing jeans and it's just like it was so awkward and cringy and like any cool girl aesthetic that I was presenting was instantly gone. And thankfully he was kind of like a big old nerd, so it didn't matter. And he was just very excited about the fact that like R2D2 or somebody was on the screen. I was like, okay. And I'm just like mortified because after rubbing on my pants, I still had lotion. And I'm just like lotioning. It was just like, I threw that lotion away. I was like, I will never let this happen again. So now I always have like a lotion that I think smells good. I always do like a little quality control test before I start rubbing without looking. And anyway, I know
you learned a lot of valuable lessons.
Very valuable. And just like, I just don't like feeling awkward in front of other people.
No.
You know, not that most people are like, you know what I love on a Thursday afternoon? Feeling awkward.
Not.
But it's just like, it was just so intense. And I just felt like such a goober. And I hate that feeling. And it was so just like, it gave me the icks. It made me cringe.
Yeah.
I just wanted to like leave the movie theater and just be like, ugh. And then the worst part is I get home, there's lotion on the back of my pants. You know, I have to wash my jeans. So...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So did you ever go on a date with him again?
Yeah, we hung out a few more times.
Okay.
I mean, I think most dudes wouldn't notice that, especially when they're enthralled with the Star Wars movie. So it was all good. I mean, it wasn't all good as far as like dating wise, but it was all good as far as like,
got you.
Nobody cares. Okay. What's your other one?
Okay. This one's kind of recent too.
Okay.
This one's last year.
All righty.
So I have a friend who was having a baby and I wanted to put on a baby shower for her. So she has a couple young children and thinking it through, decided it's summertime. So I thought it would be a good idea to have the baby shower at a park outside and rent a gazebo, like one of those covered gazebos in the park near the playground. So there'd be a place for little kids to play and it'd be nice weather because it was in the summertime. And so I did. So I rented this
gazebo.
Yeah, that's what it's called, right? Okay. So I rented the gazebo. Okay. So it's the day of the baby shower. And when I rented it, the people at the community office said there could be spiders because it's just that time of year. And so they'll clean him the night before, but there's probably going to be spiders. And so I said, okay, I'll bring a broom so I can just like get them out of the way. And I don't have a problem doing that. So I come prepared to get the spiders,
Fight the spiders, yes.
And there were a lot of spiders, I will say that. However, that was not my biggest concern in preparing the space.
Okay.
So along with quite a few spiders and like big spiders, all like in the rafters and around the posts and the picnic tables. I mean, there's spiders everywhere. And you know what? That wasn't the problem. The problem was there were also maggots or small white worms.
Oh.
So, which I didn't notice initially, but as I started like cleaning spiders and like using the broom to get spider webs and stuff, I don't know if I knocked like a nest of these or like I somehow opened the floodgates. I don't know how, but it was as if these little maggot worms were like dropping from the top, and they were like everywhere. So they were like all over the concrete and on the tables, and like, I mean, it was bad. It was like an infestation. It was so disgusting. It was so creepy. And I'm there and I have a friend helping. And so we're battling that. We're trying to like clean it and get it ready. And I'm like, we just have to get them off. Like we need to sweep them away because we're still doing the baby shower here. Like this is our shade. Yeah. Like this is where
this is the option.
This is where it's happening. Yeah. And people are going to arrive and we just need to clean it. Like, let's just get rid of these worms. And they were so gross. I mean, I'm pretty sure they were maggots. They were white, little, like that size and shape, like worms. Okay. So I'm like sweeping and getting them all out of there as best as I can. And like, we've got like 98%. Like we've gotten it totally clean. Like, okay, we've made a ton of progress and we get the balloons up and we're like set and ready and people start arriving. And so you had just the look on your face right now.
Because I'm picturing like a cake out or like food and gifts.
I know. But no, this is going a different direction.
Okay.
This is going a different direction.
I'm waiting for it.
I almost don't even want to tell. I don't want to tell because it's so cringy to me. So, okay. So people start arriving and I'm like, oh, like, welcome. Good to see you. And then this other young mom arrives and I haven't seen her in forever. And I give her a big hug and she's got a new baby. And so we're like visiting and talking and I look and on her face
is a maggot.
Is a maggot. Oh. And I'm like, you just have like a little thing right here. And I'm like, and I try to like brush it off. Yeah. And then she goes, oh, no. She's like, that's like a skin tag. And I was like so relieved that it wasn't a maggot, but this isn't the cringe.
No. Oh gosh.
I know.
Okay.
Do you know what I then proceeded to do? This is the cringe part.
Okay.
I should have just stopped right there.
Yeah. Done.
I did not, Beth. I then, because I was so uptight, and this is my reasoning of like, why would I say this? Why did I say this?
Yeah.
I think it was because I was so uptight about, and I was so nervous that like worms were going to be falling on people's heads and babies and people's faces and cakes and whatever, that I then said, oh my gosh, I thought it was, I was like, I know. I go, oh my gosh, I thought it was one of these worms that like has been falling and like they were all over the floor and blah, 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 blah. And then I was like, oh, like, I cannot believe I just said that.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot believe I just basically told her that she looks like she has a freaking maggot on her face. Like, how horrible is that? And I felt so dumb and I was just like backpedaling. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I just need to shut up and like walk away. But I could not take back what I had said. Yeah. And I'm like, what, like, why did I do that? Why did I say that? Why did I say that? Why? I mean, I know why, because I was thinking out loud.
Yeah.
Because I was all like nervous and just like relieved and also just like, and paranoid and just this big ball of nervous energy that just, and I couldn't just stop. And that was my thought. And that's what I said. And I said, go ahead and I say it out loud. Like, I literally thought you had a worm on your face. You're welcome. How horrible is that?
I mean,
it's bad.
It's bad.
And also my friend that was there cleaning with me heard me say it and she was just like shaking her head like, and I was like, oh my gosh, I am so dumb. Like so dumb and insensitive and like
You were just caught up in the storm of spiders and maggots.
I really was.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, why? Like, couldn't I have just shut up and not said that? Like, because of course, if you have a skin tag on your face, you're going to be self-conscious of it. And then you have somebody trying to get it off. And then you have them tell you that it looks like they thought it was a maggot. Yeah. Like, that's bad.
It's not great.
It's not great. It's bad. It's so bad.
But I mean, I'm sure you've talked to her since. No?
I think maybe, probably. I was so embarrassed. I was just,
You're like, never again.
Well, no, I would happily talk to her again. It's just not a person I see regularly or anything like that. And if you're listening, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I wasn't thinking. And then I was like, why did I even think that? Because it's not. And it doesn't really look like it. It was just like, when you're, because it was like I had hawk eyes looking for maggots. Because I was like, if I see a maggot, I'm going to like freak out. I got to get it out of the way so like nobody else sees it. So I was just like hyper alert looking for maggots.
You're just very sensitive for anything that looked
like a maggot.
Or
a spider, but specifically maggots. Because I was like, because what it felt like was that I would sweep and get rid of them all, and then there would be like 2 or 3 more that appeared, and I was like, are they falling from the rafters? Like, where are they? I didn't know where they were coming from, and that's why I thought one had landed on her face, because that was like my fear.
That one was a doozy.
It really was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
but we've all done stuff like that. Said something about someone's appearance accidentally.
Yeah, I don't ever want to rent one of those
gazebos ever again. Yeah, no.
I don't ever want to have to deal with that many spiders and maggots ever again.
No. I like that they said they cleaned them. I'm like, did you power wash? I don't think so.
Oh no, heck no.
Like this was just a
Oh my goodness. Okay, so there you go.
Delicious.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, I can see you cringing just as I tell the story.
Well, I thought it was, there was many facets of cringe to this story, so I appreciate it.
It could have gone, it could have been worse in some ways.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking like the maggot ball falls onto the cake or something.
That would have been awful.
Yeah. Like,
I don't know that it would have been worse, but it would have been
Or she would have
awful.
opened up one of the gifts and everybody's oohing, awing, and all of a sudden the maggot ball is in the baby onesies that she picks up.
I'm going to have nightmares.
You're welcome. This is not cringe, but this is my little brother and I, when we were like, I don't know, I think I was in 6th grade, so he was like 3rd grade or something. And we used to get army worms every once in a while here in the winters. We'll get like army worms.
I don't know what that means.
They're these fat worms. They kind of look like caterpillars. They're clear, or not clear, but they're white. They have like kind of a black head on top, and they just will be everywhere. Like, so if
You're talking about outside?
Outside, yeah. So it typically, if like we don't have a winter that's cold enough to kill off the eggs, or I don't know what the life cycle is, but there was a year that everybody had army worms really bad in our neighborhood. And like, I remember the lady next door to us, she would boil water, just pour it in her grass to kill them. So we had this giant patio in our backyard and it was just covered in army worms. And so after school, my brother and I would go outside and we would put our toe, like in a shoe, on one end of the worm and just press until its butt shot out its head.
That's so gross.
It was so gross. And we would just be giggling and we out there just like popping them, popping.
Oh.
It was awful, but we had so much fun.
Uh-huh.
So similar, but not the same.
Very different.
Yes, very different. But those were the days.
Those were the days.
Yeah. But
I remember one time when I was a kid and this is up in Canada, and we had an infestation of caterpillars. I don't know what they were, but they were all over the trees and everything. And we got these mason jars and we went around and we like collected them and just kept putting them in the jar, like filled jars, jar after jar of like all these
kids are so
caterpillars.
freaking weird.
And they stunk. And I don't know why we thought that was fun.
Right.
But that's what we did.
Right.
And you made me remember that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Kids are so... I saw the cutest TikTok the other day of this little girl. And she must have been like 4 years old, this cute little girl. And she, her mom's like, I can't remember the girl's name is. She's like, is that a worm in your pocket? And she's like, yeah. she had a earthworm in her pocket. And her mom's like, do you have more than that? And she's just pulling out two handfuls of worms that she's been shoving in her pockets. And I'm like, I freaking love kids. Kids are just so freaking weird. And obviously their thought process is not developed, but it's just like, yeah, this makes sense. It makes sense to put them in a jar. It makes sense to step on them. It makes sense to put them in your pockets. I mean,
I feel like some of those make more sense than others, but yeah.
I feel like they all make sense to me, just collecting stuff, destroying stuff. So,
oh man.
Anyway, that was good. Do you feel a little bit better?
I do. Okay. I do. Yeah.
A little weight is lifted. Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah.
I feel the cringiness. Like I feel a little bit raw.
Yeah. It's okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's right at the surface. So, but here's to the cringe. If you're enjoying the podcast and would like to support the show, you can share episodes with your friends and family, follow us on Instagram at the Geriatric Millennials, or leave us a positive review and rating, all which help us to grow. Our theme music was created by the Finley Ghost. Check out their latest album now. Thank you so much.